Hey, this is being recorded in front of a live studio audience. I have always wanted to have a subscriber just like you. I have always wanted to live in an arcade with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my subscriber or follower? Follow us on tvMGC. This jacket is hot and I'm hot. Welcome, everybody, to Sunday's Mark's Show tvMGC, Mark's MBA Chat and EM Repair. We got some good stuff today. We are back on the lucky ace, and there's a surprise underneath that towel. So just want to give a shout out to everybody that is here. I can't really see yet what's going on. I don't have my chat all set up yet. I don't know why it didn't do that. This thing is being crazy. Let me get onto the OBS. All right, we're there. Okay, I can see chat now. I can't see anything else. I don't know why my thing is being goofy today. My MGC feed. Let me see if I can fix it real quick while you guys are here. My chat window's not popping up on my laptop. Page down. Oh, there we go. Watch now with 4 viewers. Let's see if that does. There we go. Finally. Silverball Social Club is now following. Thank you very much. Thanks for following. So anyways, been a weird week. Was cold. Yesterday we hit a record high of 88 degrees. It was hot. It was hot outside. I got my crack. My Arnold Palmer, what do you call it? Lemonade tea. That's the best. Okay, lucky ace. Big, big progress on there. Mobile cam. Lucky ace. Looks pretty good, huh? Check this out. Oh, check this out. It has never, I've owned it. Never. It is fully almost up and alive, and is fully almost doing what it should be doing. It needs the Playfield. And you can see through this whole thing, that whole board gone through. You can relay. So this is what you guys watch me do. And like I said, Lucky Ace says never fear. It is just so cool. I just love that. Again, and ball number 4 working, but it's probably got a burnt out light, which I am surprised that it doesn't have more burnt out. But that glass has been thick and sealed, and it's all up and going. So let's switch back to the other camera, the 2 cameras. And I can turn that camera off because I don't have a power supply for it yet. And I will turn lucky ace off. So, as you can see, this has turned out really good. I think I still have to novice to it. I am not sure. I cannot remember if I get a novice to the whole thing or if I didn't. But I did get the pop bumpers put in, 2 of them. We're going to put in one together. And then we got this mystery here. Let's go to the 1 camera. We don't need 2 cameras for our mystery. And this is what we're going to do first. The chime box. Reminds you of blackjack. Yeah, kinda. This is the 1-player version of Dealer's Choice. So if you've seen Dealer's Choice, that's the 4-player, and then Lucky Ace is the 1-player. This is the luckiest Lucky Ace ever in existence, because this should have been a parts machine. I really should have parted it out. It was so bad. But I believe in trying to save these, so we're saving it. But as you can see, it fired right up. I did find some goofy switches on the Playfield, and I think I did find a broken wire on one of the score reels. So we are going to get to put this chime box together. Now let's get all this stuff out and lay it out. And I'm going to show you how I do chime boxes. Okay, I just got to get all this stuff out. I wanted to leave it a surprise like that because I believe 2 weeks ago we went through kind of the chime box a little bit on how it came apart and everything. So we are going to actually put it together this time. I didn't polish these like I wanted to, but the reason why I thought it would set the machine off too much, because the machine isn't in the best shape right now as it is, and I don't want to make such a shiny thing inside of it look crazy. So I decided against polishing the chime box. It wouldn't have hurt doing it. It would have made it look neater. But anyways, all right. This piece here needs a piece of beer seal. That's all this is. These are, this is all homemade chime box. This is not a kit that I buy. This is Mark's homemade chime box kit. So this is just regular beer seal that you get for your lockdown bar. That's all this is. Alright. So let's get this, start getting this assembled. And I'm going to need my screwdriver that I left in the other room. So we will be using this one. Oh no, the screwdriver's right on the table. Oh, like Fred G. Sanford. You big dummy. Alright. So here we go. This is going to go like this. And we're going to put 2 screws in here to hold this down. So everybody have a good weekend? I know I did. I cut the grass yesterday and worked like crazy on the motorboard / relay board out of the Lucky Ace, and the casino I went nuts on putting that back together. I have that playfield almost completely done. That just needs a few things, and I'm missing 1 screw. How's about that? Where is that 1 screw? Wonder if it's laying on my workbench. That is fun when you always lose one screw. So it's probably on my workbench in another room. I'll have to go hunt it down. But yeah, this chime box I took apart last night. I cleaned it. And I did my best to good to get all the gunk off of it. It was pretty bad. One of the chime bars is totally jacked up really bad, but that's okay. Here goes, no, there's one screw here. I just want to make sure it didn't roll somewhere. All right, let's go real quick into the other room and see if I can find it. My audio might cut out, it might not. But nope. So yeah, the casino yesterday, what I did on that is I got the flippers rebuilt. I repaired a broken relay where the Bakelite board head came off, and then that was causing issues where that one target wouldn't do its thing. So we had to, it normally was riveted on. Ew, yuck. And since it was riveted on and fell off, I had taken this, got many little screws, and we decided to screw it down. And that's what's holding it down now, the screws. Alright, now the chimes. I don't even know on this thing last time it chimed. Story about this Lucky Ace. I bought it off a local guy. He had got it from somewhere in Illinois. I agreed to buy it off of him for said price. And the pictures look beautiful online. And then when I got there, the pictures did not, the machine did not look as beautiful. But I agreed to buy it at the price. So I bought it. I should have paid $100 less for it, because every single one of these inserts either had fell out, or if you looked at it wrong, it would fall out. So that was a big issue. And it didn't start when you would plug it in and turn it on and hit the start button. It would just go da 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 da, and that was it. So it did that. And then other part was it was just filthy and everything, but all the parts were there, which was good. It had good plastics. Everything was there. 2 of the 4 flippers were broke. So we went through and I got new flippers for it. But anyways, this is the luckiest Lucky Ace alive. Now, people use shrink tubing. Get off there. For these. Usually with your kits you get shrink tubing and then you get foam. I use blue silicone airline tubing. That's what I use. It works good. It does the job. It helps the bell resonate better, I believe. So that's what I use. And my scissors does not want to cut. And it slides right over real nice too. Look at that. So we will cut 6 of these. So did anybody else have a better weekend than me, where you got to do something? For one more. Like I said, I cut the grass and it did pinball work. Oh, and I pulled the deck off my mower and I put new blades, well, not new, sharpened blades on my mower. Oh, and we got some new thumb, well, not things for our machine we have. Let's do this. Let's see if that works. No, it does not. Let's see if it works in OBS. There we go. That tells you how to set up, if you have Amazon Prime, if you got their account, you can subscribe to our channel for free by using that link. Now we also have another one. There you go. If your Discord channel, hop on tvMGC. I'm also on Discord too. I'm on Mark's Basement Arcade, but I don't really do much on there. I do everything on tvMGC, but maybe I will stream later on just on my channel, like some obscure stuff. But I do most of it, you see. And the next one, that gives you a schedule of everything that's on tvMGC. Now, if you've been here before, myself will be giving away tickets for MGC. And here's how you can do it. Last night, nobody, I mean, not last night, last week. There you go. Last week, nobody wanted to enter. So I'm redoing last week. Hey, Dan, what's up? Last week, which was week 8, nobody entered for free tickets for MGC. So I open it back up for this week. Since week 8, nobody entered, we're just going to do week 8 again. And if that happens with another week, we will just redo it till we at least get one person to do it. Now, the first link on it that I posted is the instructions on how to, what do you call it? The instructions for the tickets, which will be 1 ticket on Saturday or 2 tickets on Sunday. That's what you're going to win. You're going to win either or, 1 ticket on Saturday, or 2 tickets on Sunday. These are out of my pocket. It has nothing to do with MGC. This is my thank you. And all I hope you do is follow us, subscribe to us at MGC, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Mark's Basement Arcade, which is in those links right there. Like they said that the last tvMGC link I posted there, the first YouTube part of it is the instructions telling you how you can win. The second YouTube link is the video you need to comment on. So please do that, because I want to give as many people a chance to win these tickets as possible. So anyways, this is the blue silicone airline tubing for fish tanks. I don't even know what size it is, but it's 25 feet and it should last me, you know, till I croak and then somebody else takes over Mark's Basement Arcade. But that's it. So, like I said, I like using the silicone better than usual shrink tubing that you get, just because it's silicone and it helps resonate better. We're not laying that down that way. They're just fun. Oh, and I got another thing too. No, right here. The Garcade. If you're local to our area, please stop and visit the Garcade. The Garcade is what helped get me into this. If you go to the Garcade and you see Gulfstream, that is what set me off on my adventure to pinball. That Gulfstream. I was just in awe when I seen it because all the bells just, you know, ding, 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 like a doorbell. And that set me off. That made to get a pinball machine for real, because we had moved to a bigger house and I could finally get a pinball machine. And when I went there and played it, I'm like, you know what? I can have a pinball machine now. So support the Garcade. If you're local, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, go see them. So anyways, the Garcade also supports MGC. When you go to MGC this year, November 5th through the 7th, 2021, you will see the Garcade there and see their machines. And maybe Gar will bring Gulfstream, but I doubt it. He usually brings the more modern, newer games. Gulfstream is a older EM, but I don't know. I actually got to work on Gulfstream. I got to bring it home and work on it for Gar, so that was kind of like a dream come true. I finally got that machine I fell in love with in my basement. Gulfstream at the arcade, or Gulfstream pre-Garcade? No, the Gulfstream at the Garcade, that actual machine is what set me off, and Gar would not sell it to me. So I eventually bought my own. But that machine did break down on him, and guess who he called to fix it? So I did get to fix the Garcade's Gulfstream at my house, which was a total honor to go fix it. And then I also fixed his space mission too. So his two EMs, I got to work on both of them. So that was an honor for me. It's just like one of the best things that has ever happened with me in this pinball hobby. Okay, now we're using used rings from the pinball machine. When you take them out and you shop them, you throw these away. No, save the good ones, because you're going to reuse them on the chime bars. The reason why is this is better than that foam that they have, because that foam, after a while, it's nice and puffy right now, but it will compress, and once it compresses, it starts to lay down onto the metal here, and then that will take away your tone. It also helps elevate these. If you ever see these out in the wild, I think, what are they, xylophones? They are mounted on rubber, so they can get the most effect for chiming. As you can see here, one of these was broke. The plastic was smashed off, and I was smashing that. So what we will do, instead of this being on this side, we'll just take it and flip the damaged side on the side that doesn't have anything. Now another thing too, these, do not put them in upside down like I have done many times. These go with the nylon up, and they just drop in like that. So now we're going to put that like that, and I got them all kind of shined up in a good way. We're going to put our washers on. Set this down on here so it's got an odd angle to set on. The Garcade is the bomb. I love the Garcade too, designer. You know that. Alright, now these, well, you just push down, and this will slide through here. This is what holds the chime in. And that. And then we will take this one, and we're going to put that there. We're going to put that there. These are the actual washers that came with the game, and that's like the only thing I really reuse out of the original chime kit is those washers. That's kind of like the only original part you need to reuse. And then these will go on there. This will go like that, that, Alright, now we need to bend these. And these are very fun to bend because they made them out of kryptonite or something like that. They are like super, super strong. They're in a hook now, as you can see. And I want to tighten that hook so they can't vibrate out. So what I'm going to do is twist it and then give it a twist down. So I don't want it to vibrate back out, which they do. So we're going to do that to each one of them so they can't walk themselves out. And I don't know what these are made of, but man, they're tight. They look like they're copper or brass, but copper is more flexible, and I don't know. But there's a working chime box now. Let's put these back away. Well, I'll keep the screwdriver here because we're probably going to need that. And the scissors. And that sounds beautiful now. Where's my Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So now we got a fully rebuilt chime box that's going back in the Lucky Ace. So that is good. I will just have to clean up the Jones plugs on it later on. Well, we could do that now, I guess. Okay. These are easy. Green scrubby pad. If you notice, I got several different versions of these green scrubby pads. They all started out like this, and then they get like this, and then they get like this, and then they get like this where they're see-through. I use them for all different things. That's why I save them. For when I do the big chime bars, I use a brand new one because I scrub it across like this. And then with these little ones, I can use one that's not as new, so I can scrub it good. And I can just get in there and get the cracks on them. Okay. Maybe we could get to over there. Mobile cam. Is it gonna work? There we go. All right. Mobile cam. Dan, you didn't see this. You came late. You missed this. And where do they plug into now? I know they plug into that, but to look exactly into, because this is 2, and that's like 4. I can't remember where the chime exactly plugged into. Red, black. Right there. I'll show you. I need my screwdriver too. Where's my screwdriver? Does somebody make replacement Jones plugs? That I don't know. The Garcade is in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. I don't have the address, but it's not hard to find. Okay, the chime. plug on it, which is weird. It might have been for the dealer's choice, but these are the wires that are on this. So can you am I? No, I'm not. All right. So Dan, you came in a little late. You didn't get to see this thing fire up, and neither did you, Dave. So you guys will both get to see this thing come back to life. Be careful. This thing is live right now. All right. Get that back in. So this Lucky Ace is almost done. All right. Let's see if we can make her. That's it. Awesome. Awesome. So that is the Lucky Ace back alive. All right, I'm going to turn that off. So I hope you guys like that. And also, that machine, it will be at MGC November 5th through the 7th, 2021. It will be there for your entertainment, your viewing, whatever, play it, beat on it, whatever. It will be there for you to have fun. So let's get to this pop-up. This will be on free play, and if you want to, you can take it home. And I'd like you to take it home. All right. Pop bumper. Do 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 do. Spring. We gotta clean that spring. Where's the goofy screws? There's special screws for this. And did I put them in a different box? You would think I wouldn't. Yeah, here's one. And there should be one more. And if you're wondering, you've got so many screws there, Mark, how do you know where everything goes? When I disassemble these machines, I probably take a good 100 to 200 pictures or more of them, so I know where everything goes. So the funniest thing is when I find screws and stuff like that in a machine, I like taking them and throwing them in with my other screws. And then at the end, I have a couple screws left over, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what didn't I screw down? Or what did I miss? And then I'll remember, I'm like, oh yeah, you remember you found those 4 screws in a cabinet? So I love doing that to myself for some strange reason. Instead of just throwing them in some other container, you know, make a container called what if screws. So what if I'm missing screws? This could be them, you know. No, I just throw them in with my regular screws I'm working on. I have actually a screw box. I worked on what do you call it? World Cup soccer. When I worked on it, it had some screws in the bottom of the thing, and then plus I saved all the extra parts left over from it. So when I did that, I just left the box with all that stuff in there because I put all new plastics on the machine and everything. So I just left everything in that box, and what I've been doing is I just been throwing all my junk and extra stuff in there, and now I kind of need to go through it and clean it out and put the screws where they go. Pop bumper. This has been totally polished. As you can see how nice and shiny it is. That will go right on there. And we're done. All right, thank you guys. No. And then we're going to take the ring and we'll go like that. The spring will go like that. Now this has two raised ends and then two flat ends. These two raised ends will go here and here. And those will cup right over the top and lock down the spring and the skirt, and it will allow it to do this. It helps the skirt center itself every single time, and that's what we want. So now you can see a screw hole here and a screw hole here. These are concave screws, and you can see how these screws are. So those will go down into that and then make it lay flat. These holes are raised in which hold the light assembly. Now, I have done this before. You can grind these down. Grind these down and grind a little bit of the side out, and you can put a wedge socket in there. I have them in my Grand Prix, also at Mark's Basement Arcade. I have a full how-to on the wedge mod, and they've been in my Grand Prix since August, and I have no issues with them. So now these two bars right here are going to go through these two holes right here. These right here and here are going to be your wood screw holes. That doesn't want to sit down good because of the pop bumper assembly stuff that's underneath the Playfield. But that has no choice right now because this is going down on it, and we have to readjust everything underneath anyways. So I'll put one screw in almost all the way, and then another screw in almost all the way. I'm going to tighten them down equally because this is going to kind of like rock itself flat. You don't need to crank these down too much because you're going into wood. Tighten them down tight. Let's go back over. You can use just like a couple fingers like this to tighten them down. And when you can't tighten them anymore with your couple fingers, you got that tight. Now these, I pre-fit the light bulbs in them. This is a Comet LED. This should be a cool white or natural bright. I use these in the pop bumper assemblies because they just light them up so nice. The bulbs won't break because the action of the pop bumpers, and they just look pretty. But sometimes I have to pull these bulbs out and put non-ghosting bulbs in them. But hopefully it won't on this one. And they don't, there we go. And then I just take a screwdriver and push it down all the way. And then that's it. So let's get everything off the top of this Playfield. As you can see, this is all done. These inserts turned out actually really super good. I had to crazy glue each one down and then go from the back and crazy glue them in the rest of the way, because these inserts shrunk so bad they were wobbling inside there, and I don't know what was holding the rest of them in. And I do not like using crazy glue on inserts. I rather use something else. But like I said, this game is so far gone you know, with the planking and the wearing out and just it being super beat, it didn't bother me to super glue them down, which like I said, I do not like doing. But on this game, it didn't bother me one bit just because of the damage. And this is only ever going to be a player game. It's never going to be a restored mint condition game. This is all this is going to be, which is sad, but it's going to make somebody happy, and that's what I want. It's not going to be a high price game, but somebody's going to be happy playing this because it's probably going to be their first pinball, or it's going to be a pinball game that they really wanted and they didn't really care how bad it looked. And I also replaced the Mylar on here too because this one was lifting up. So I put a new Mylar on it. The only reason why, because these had Mylar on, just to make it, you know, look extra pretty. So let's get this flipped over. This is my custom jig I made. This is the actual inside dimensions of a pinball table, pinball machine. All right, now we are gonna do this one. As you can see, this has been zip tied to the board because it just makes it easier for me to move things around. So now we're gonna get at that. And what did I need for that? I needed my socket. Let's move this paper over here so I can put my tool bench, tool case over here. And I believe it was a 5/16. Yes, okay. And this will go over here. I will have to reuse that one again later when I get back onto the casino. Because as soon as we're done with this, I got to work on the casino again. That needs to get finished. So basically, I'm going to have two machines done at one time, which is cool. This one I'll have just set up to play, and the casino will be going bye-bye to its new home. All right, so we got that. We're going to take this. We got those all loose. I will have to find the screws for them. Why did I move everything back? Alright, we got our screws that we're going to need. First thing we're going to do, we're going to get the soldering iron out and pick up my mess. Okay. Turn on the soldering iron. Get in. I forgot I unplugged it. So we can unplug the leaky edge. And we will plug in the soldering iron. And I wonder if we can do this. Oh, well, I've never seen that display come up on my other camera. Where are we? We're right here. Let's do this. Since I got my mobile camera working now, there, you can see it a little bit better. What we're gonna do is, maybe we can zoom out. We're gonna lock the focus down. All right, so these are the two tabs for the power wires for the light. And what I'm doing now is I'm bending them out of the way. As you can see, there's kind of little wear right here and here, and that's where the post went down. I want to make sure that wire is between the posts like that. I don't want it nowhere near the posts so it can short. It's a short bad, short real bad. We don't want that. Let's throw this in there so I don't lose it. And get my flux out. Yes, the solder has flux built into it, but since we're soldering on something that's not, I like to put flux on these. Just to get that part prepped. Alright, our soldering iron is on. We got that. I'm going to be so glad when I get rid of one of these machines, because then I'm going to have a little bit more room in my work area. Word to the wise people, don't get too many machines at one time, because you cannot work on anything comfortably ever again. I have 3 customer machines right now in my possession. I have the Sorcerer I have in my possession, a Lucky Ace, and a Casino. Oh, that's the second time I dropped that. And they all gotta go bye-bye eventually, you know. I'm gonna be blocking you. I can't help it. I know these. I'm trying to solder this down. I don't know how good I did it. I don't think I have enough solder on it. There we go. Nope. I don't have enough solder to get that to hold good. This wire was originally underneath this wire, and I'm putting it on top. Okay. That I know is good now. So that the Sorcerer is getting a Playfield swap. I think it's a Merkle it's getting. So that, then I got to put all new lights in it, light sockets. So then I got to staple all this wiring down to the board. I have that, and I just got a what do you call it, stapler the other day for that. So I'm just waiting for that to come in the mail. The Casino is almost done. I have to finish one pop bumper. I have to make a video on it. And then Playfield assembly. And then go and fix some bad bulbs that are in the head. Bulb sockets. I just want to make sure it's done. I hate to smoke. There. That is on. I can move that over just a little bit. Alright. That's good. That's good. It ain't coming off. And that is not coming off. Alright. So we got that. Let me do this. I want to also give a shout out to a couple of my favorite YouTube channels. Pinball Mayhem. You got to check them out. That's Ed's channel, and also Jeremy. He does streaming on Twitch, so check them out. David Paisan is also now on Pinball Mayhem, so check that out. I also want you to check out my buddy in Canada, Pinball Shenanigans. This guy is just crazy fun to watch. He just bought a Lord of the Rings, so check him out. And my other buddy, Timball Wizard, Timbal Wizard. He shops games, and he does quick little videos online of the shop jobs, so kind of like the before and after gameplay and stuff like that, so you can see the progress of the machine, which is pretty cool. So yeah, check that out. All right, we did clean that spoon. And subscribe to me on YouTube, Mark's Basement Arcade, because that's the best channel on YouTube. There's no other channel that's better. If you're not watching Mark's Basement Arcade, you're not watching anything. That's what they say. That's what I've been told. So I'm cleaning these with 600 grit sandpaper. I know you can't really see what I'm doing too much because I'm blocking you. But I figured this camera would give you a little bit better view of what we're doing. Now, we're going to do my favorite part. We are going to align this switch. Can I get you at any other better angle on this? I would love to. Yep, bump your head. Let me get these over here. Sorry, but I'm trying to get this camera in different positions. Okay, yes. And we're good. That's perfect. Let's turn off autofocus. We'll turn it back on. Yes, okay. So we are gonna set that baby up so it's perfect. We're gonna take my PBR grease. I love using that for these. And then we're gonna take my little swab. PBR grease, if you want smell-o-vision, if any of you have worked on a rear end on a car, there's your smell-o-vision. That's what PBR grease smells like. Now, why are we putting grease on there? Because this rolls in the bowl here, right there. It's going to roll in that bowl, and we're going to have awesome, fun contact with it. And this thing here, I'm going to have to zip tie this because it wants to keep leaning on that. And these are black screws on here? Yeah. Okay. Get one screw in there. We're not putting these tight either. There's another black screw, yep. I don't think it really matters. I think they're all the same length, but why not put them sort of together? Okay, now what I do is I like getting a switch pretty centered of where it's going to be, and then I'll hold it down in the middle really hard. Well, not too hard, but, and then I'll tighten down. I think that did it. Or it almost did it. Nope. What we're doing is we're keeping the skirt pointing up. We're trying to get it directly in the center of the switch. And we're not doing that really good. Almost. That's perfect, as long as it doesn't move. All right, I'll explain to you why we want to do this. Perfect. Okay. This spoon is like a bowl here, right? And this is your skirt, and it's going to sit in that bowl perfectly as long as it's directly in the center, no matter which way that skirt moves, it's going to actuate this switch right here to fire your coil. And if you're off center of the switch, it's going to actuate it quicker here, and you're going to have nothing over here. So if you ever see a pop bumper where you hit it like on one side and it doesn't pop, but if you hit it on the other side, it like pops instantly, that's due to a misadjusted spoon switch. So that's why I make sure these are dead accurate inside. And when you lift up the spoon right here, that stem off your skirt should never move. And when you push down on it, when you lift up and you push down on it, you notice that stem never moves, because we are dead center in the spoon right now, and any little movement we do is going to fire that pop bumper now, which is perfect, and that's exactly what I want. I want a perfect firing pop bumper. All right. Now we are going to rebuild this. No, we did rebuild this on another episode. We did rebuild this one because it's got a new sleeve in it and it's clean. So we are gonna put this back down on top of there. And I can see that this is keeping the harness away, which is good. Okay, that goes like that, and I want to see. All right, that's all like that. So now we're going to take our, yeah, Jeremy, that's where I got the idea for the PBR grease is from you, watching you do it. And that's why I use PBR grease on my pop bumpers, because I seen you do it, and it works perfectly. David wants to know, explain the purpose of the PBR grease. I grease steppers. You can use PBR grease on the steppers. I don't like using it on the steppers. I just like using PBR grease on my spoons for my pop bumpers. It's just the consistency of the PBR grease is different than super lube. So that's why I like the super lube on steppers and everything else, and PBR grease strictly for the pop bumpers. And that's just me, but I know people that use PBR grease on the steppers too. I think Jeremy, you use PBR grease on the steppers, don't you? If I'm not mistaken, you can use it on there. I just like the super lube, but yeah, others like the PBR grease, and I just use it strictly for pop bumpers, and that's it. I don't like the smell of it, but I like it, how it works on it. It's awesome. You get lightning fast action on pop bumpers if you set them up perfect. And when I set mine up, if you get a ball up there, this game will almost play itself, because of the action that I put into the pop bumpers. And I get them set up so they almost machine gun to the right on the edge of machine gunning. So you just, if you can sneeze hard enough, you will set them off. And that's how I like them. I like it so that ball goes up there and just grazes it, it pops it. And that's how I like my pop bumpers. And nobody's going to change my mind, because that's the way I love them. No, that's just, yeah, that's the way I've always set them up. Borderline from shotgun. You got that pop. That's part of the action of a pinball machine. Crazy pop bumpers. Yeah, super lube was awesome. I just watched you do the pop bumpers, and I said, oh, I'm gonna get PBR grease for that. And then when I got it, I'm like, oh, I love the consistency of it. I don't like using it on the steppers because I get it on my hands when I use my steppers, and I do not like the smell of PBR grease. So that's why I don't use it on the steppers. And that is just about perfect. How are my other ones? That will need just a minor adjustment. If I can see, I know you guys can't see, which is horrible, but I'm sorry. Oh, I can't even barely see. There we go. Yeah. All right. That did it almost. Oh, I need bifocal glasses. Okay, that's good. I need glasses that just have bifocals for the lenses. Alright. There ain't too much left to do to this. Actually, there's nothing to do underneath this game. Nothing at all. Everything else is now topside. So let's move this out of the way. I can shut my soldering iron off. So yeah, the other day, well, you know, we rebuilt a little bit of this and this together. The other day I went through completely. I pulled out all these rollover lights. Well, first of all, I took this off and got it out of the way. And I took this off and got it out of the way so I could get at the switches under there and all the rollover lights. You know, the little buttons you push down. Let's switch cameras so you can see what I'm talking about. And I can turn the other one off. Alright, so yeah, I took this whole piece off, and no, I didn't take this off. I took this off, laid it off to the side, and that allowed me to get to all these little rollovers, and able to get glue down into all the, what do you call it, the inserts that fell out. So we got those all glued together and ready to go. And I got the inserts cleaned. They're cleaned on the back. They're glued from the back. These I went through them all in the ultrasonic cleaner because they were caked with who knows what. The craziest thing. And I got screws missing on this, what do you call it, that we're going to have to put back on. Where did I put the screws? So that was good. I was wondering why I had extra screws. There's one. There's two. Did that have 3 on it? No. I don't see any other black ones in here. I got 2. I will have to dig one out of my toolbox. And we'll have to put that in. Glad I saw it. So let's put these back in. So yeah, I got all this stuff rebuilt, and like I said, I can't believe I left some screws out. But when you're doing this all day, you do get a little scatterbrained on stuff, and then when you have to leave and do something else, it will mess with you a little bit. And I don't even know what I was talking about 5 minutes ago. So if I change the subject crazy, please let me know. What were you talking about, Mark? You didn't finish? Let's get a screw out of here. Under Playfield. I buy them boxes 100 for these screws. So whenever I get oddball screws like these, I know I'll probably need someday. I take one of them to the hardware store and I just match them up, and then I'll buy a box 100. All right, so I went through the flippers, I went through the slingshots, Every single switch has been cleaned, adjusted. It's got all brand new bulbs underneath here. I had to put in one new EOS switch because the other one was bad. All these other ones are in very, very good, perfect shape where they didn't need to be replaced. Every single coil sleeve has been replaced. Every single stepper has been gone through, rebuilt, greased, fixed. On this relay bank here, I did find issues where a couple switches always stayed closed. So I believe that was one of the big reset problems with this machine, where it wouldn't reset. So I went through and fixed them. I don't know how it got bent. I'm guessing maybe when somebody lifted it up, they grabbed it and pushed their hand down on here, so that would make sense how they got bent. And there was a broken wire on one of the score reels. So I'm guessing a combination of all that is why this game was in constant reset. And that's probably one of the reasons why the guy sold it cheap, but not as cheap as I should have bought it. It's just so hard. Ugh. All right. So, as you know, we got the pop-uppers rebuilt. So, the only other thing we can do today is, I think we need to novice it. I can't remember if I did or didn't. And then we'll wax it. I know this is going to be boring, but maybe you guys got questions you want to ask on any of this. I don't even remember if I noviced this. This is just how bad everything's been with what's been on my plate lately. But I did magic erase this machine. I had to, just because of the condition of the playfield. I wanted to get the playfield to look as good as I could, and it was just in awful shape. So I did magic erase the whole thing. It was horrible. And I felt bad at magic erasing this just because I knew I was going to be removing more paint. But this thing was just in such horrible shape, you know, the way it looked and everything. It really needed to be magic erased just to have some color back, because it would be like so much staining right around here, you know, around certain things. You could see the outlines. It was just horrible, where over the years just dirt would lay and it was never cleaned off. And, you know, like right around here, you could just see like dirt lines where the ball never got, but it was like laid in there tight. So this whole area right around here, I know I waxed and Novus too. So Jeremy, you should try Super Lube. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You know, I'm sure you will find some use for it. You do so much other stuff besides pinball repair. This is empty. I'm sure you would have some use for it. Oh, this is another Super Lube I use too. Let me guess, it's out already. Yes, right here. This is the other Super Lube I use. Blah, blah, blah. Manual focus. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. I can't really focus it. I'll let it autofocus. This is Super Lube in a pen. It's liquid. And you can just take this little applicator tip off and just put it wherever you want and give it a little squeeze. I use this on like the steppers where the two metal arms are riveted together. I use it on that for because you can't tear it apart to get in there to lubricate it. So I'll spray cleaner in there like Novus or whatever, I'll soak it in there so it can clean. And then I'll, once it's dry, then I'll put that on there, that super lube, and let it work itself into it. I believe I did clean this Playfield. I don't know. I know I polished everything, all the metal on it. I believe I did. In fact, I know I did now. Because wherever I'm going, I am not seeing any change. Wherever I'm cleaning, I don't see any change of look. So I believe I did Novus to it because all these targets are perfectly clean. So, okay, we did Novus to it. So let's wax it. I don't think I waxed it. We can wax it and get the plastics clean. Oh, I love my Arnold Palmer. Best wax ever. I love the stuff. If you had smell-o-vision, you could smell this. This is the best smelling stuff ever. Oh, it's it reminds me of old chewing gum you got like with baseball cards or something like that. It's got kind of one of those weird smells to it that brings me back to childhood for some reason. It, like you could lick it and it would taste good. That's what it smells like. Now I use these exfoliating pads. I get these from Target. These are just little cotton rounds that girls use for makeup, or you can use it for whatever. Guys use them for pinball machines. So I usually use 3 or 4 on a Playfield. Doesn't matter what size you use. I like using this rougher, bumpy side. I just swirl around the edges, get it all thick like that. And I go to town waxing. And that's what I do. Wax, wax, wax. Wax on, and then I wax off later. It's like Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. Danielson. You notice the light bulbs are still in? Those are the junk bulbs. I leave them in if they were there to cover the socket when I go over it. That's already dirty, so we'll use the other edge. But yeah, I love this wax. I wax every single part of the game, even under the Playfield will get waxed. The reason why I wax under the Playfield and I clean under not under Playfield, under the skirt, is the reason why, because that is wood. All the wood needs the love of the wax and the cleaning. But let's say later on you're playing this game and you accidentally break the Playfield glass and spill some type of drink down in it. And all that wood hasn't been protected because you didn't want to wax it. That's why I wax it. So like somebody did slam a glass down on top of the Playfield and it did break the glass. That whole area is protected now. Since we had a lot of wear and planking and plain wood here, I'm really laying it on thick here. So, has anybody got plans for later on today? I don't think I do. Besides casino. That's about it. I gotta work on that Chicago Coin Casino. Get that done. And as soon as I'm done with both of these, then I'm gonna go on to the Sorcerer, Williams Sorcerer. And that's another one of those games where Never played it before. Had no desire to own one. I get it home, plug it in, start playing it. Now I want one. Now I gotta have one. Great game if you've never played it before. Solid, awesome, best ever game. This is why I like these. You can put the wax on just a little area, and you can use your hand to grind it in. You can get in all the little crevices, and just your little fingers, you can grind it in. That's why I like these little applicators. I can get in all the tight little spots with my fingers, all around the bulbs and stuff. I can really grind it in. This wax gets like watery after you rub around on it like I've been doing, which is good. I know some people are going like, oh, you're going to cut yourself on those. Usually once you cut yourself real good on them, you never do it again. So I'm kind of used to them now. But yeah, I do occasionally nip myself once in a while. You're going for a brunch. I'll be watching you stream tonight, Dan. You know that. I'll be watching you. I love watching you talk, because it's just like you talk, and I don't know how you can even play those games the way you talk. It's like somebody is playing them and you're watching them. It blows my mind how you can talk like that and carry on a conversation while you're beating some mutant or something, you know, while you're playing those. It blows my mind, so that's why I like watching it so much. I'm like, how can he do that? I cannot ever do anything like that. It's just crazy how you can keep playing them like that and talk and go into an in-depth conversation too. That's the crazy part that freaks me out. That's a talent. That's a talent and a skill where you can do that. I have to give hats off on that one. That's a talent and a skill. As you can see, what I'm doing this, all of a sudden will just go blank and forget what I'm doing because I get so involved. And then all of a sudden my subject changes. But yeah, that's awesome that you can do that. I would love to do that. But so yeah, this Lucky Ace's days are numbered. It will be next week for sure. You and I will be playing less. We will put the plastics back together on a machine. We will clean them, put them back together. I got almost all the plastics clean. Well, I have all the posts clean and that stuff. All the chrome has been done. We will go through and put all the posts on, the rubbers on, clean the plastics. I'll show you how I clean the plastics. And then we will, once we do that, then we'll get the machine, we'll plug it back in the machine and see what it does. I need one more. I like doing this lane really, really good because it gets wear from that ball. So I like putting a lot of wax just right in this area right here, because that's like one of the most unprotected parts of the playfield is this piece. Plus it looks really good once it's waxed. It just looks so much prettier. It's so pretty. But yeah, this groove, I can feel it's got no protection on it. So if I wax it, it's giving a cool color to it right now. Oops, well that's garbage. I'll pick that up later. But yeah, as you can see, it's getting a nice color with the wax on it. That's what I want. Now, I don't have high hopes for this machine being all polishy and glazed and stuff like that, just because the lack of care it has had in its whole life. But it's going to look like a rat rod, but it's going to run like a F1 McLaren. So put it that way. It's not going to look the best. It's going to be a patinaed hot rod. You know how you see those old beat up muscle cars and they're just all beat looking, and then you pop the hood and you're like, oh my God, look at that monster. It's all built, got a big 572 big block underneath the hood, and it just sits there and goes blup, 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 blup. That's how this machine's going to be. It's not going to look the best, but it's going to be thumbs up for playing. All right, let's start on the top with this wax. We're going to only go down far to about right here. And we're going to take this wax off. I like grinding the wax off too. I'm not just rubbing it, I'm pushing pressure on it too. So I want this Playfield to last as long as it possibly can. You can get this Playfield to last long, even though it's beat like this. Just take care of it. As long as you keep waxing it and keeping it clean and changing the balls. This Playfield, it's going to wear a little bit, but it's still going to look halfway decent. You know, you can't stop the wear that's on it, but you can keep it from wearing even more. And that's what the goal is. We want to stop the wear, but we want to preserve it. And that's what I'm doing right now. So this is going to always look like this. It's actually getting a shine. It's going to always look like this, but if you keep it up, it's going to always look good. Yeah, it's going to play great. This game's going to be awesome. I got to clean all these switches too. I don't know if I'm going to do that live or it's kind of boring, you know. I have to clean all these top switches. So I'll probably later on, when we're done streaming, I'll go through and I'll clean all these switches myself. Look at that. It does got a little shine to it, but this is a rat rod pinball machine. But I'm hoping somebody falls in love with it and wants to buy it. If not, it will stay in my collection. I don't think it's going to be a bad game to play. You know, it looks pretty fun. It's got the 4 flippers. It's got one here, and then 2 here. So I still think it's going to be fun. It's got a nice challenging shot area over here. And I do like that. So yeah, if it doesn't sell, it will stay in my collection. But I think it will sell. Somebody will be like, yeah, that's awesome looking. All right. Yes, I know. I did notice this after I look at it. And I'm not going to LED it. This is the extent of the LED is these. I find when you usually LED something, it brings out more of the game light-wise, and I don't think this one needs to be brought out. You know what I mean? It needs its flaws hidden as much as possible just to make the game look good. So I think this would be a good candidate just for 47 bulbs. But yeah, you never know. It might look good. It might look better with some LEDs popping it in the right areas, I guess. The back glass the head will get LED'd. The reason why is because we had the flaking on the back glass, so that will get LEDs to hide that flaking as much as possible. It's going to disguise it. We should say that. I did that with Star Action. I used that to disguise the cracking in the paint, and it actually turned out pretty good. The customer knew when I sold it to him. I said, just so you know, this has cracking in it, the glass. So either way, I'm going to be LEDing it, you know, unless you don't want me to. I said, but I planned on LEDing it myself at no charge. Because usually I will upcharge refurbs with LEDs. Not everybody wants them, but some people do. So he still wanted, the whole machine LED'd. So I used the Comet Retro SMD bulbs, the frosted versions, warm white, and that thing looked beautiful for an EM. I'm not a big LED person on EMs, but I'll do them if they're requested. But that game, it looked beautiful with LEDs on it. It really popped everything, and you could not really tell that there were no incandescent bulbs in the game at all. You could not tell. They were perfect. Those retro SMDs, if you're gonna wanna, and you think you should, LED EM game, get those. Get the frosted warm white and use those on your game. Okay, we're almost done with that. We're just getting over to this last spot I waxed. See, that's how you wax. You wax from one area, and then you work your way to the end, and then when you're done with that, you start taking the wax off from the area you started waxing. Now by the time I get to here, this is all going to be all nice and dry. See, now all the wood, I know I waxed under here too when I had that off. All the wood is protected now. So if you broke the glass and spilled water or soda or beer or a vodka martini on a playfield and it ran down, this area is going to be protected. You're not going to have to worry about it so much because it's got a coat of wax on it. Now, will it ever have to be waxed again? Probably not, because most people will never wax a machine like this. They'll, wax here and there and there. They won't take stuff off to wax around it, you know what I mean? This is probably going to be the last time this machine's ever waxed like this, where everything's been taken off. Now look at that shooter lane. Doesn't that look so much nicer? You just slather the wax in there. Because before it had that dull look to it, now look at that. That looks beautiful now, and it's totally protected because I put so much wax on it. It's soaked right down into the wood. And it's got a real pretty look to it now. So anyways, I forgot to do this again. I am giving away 2 tickets for Sunday and one ticket for Saturday for MGC. So if you want to go Saturday, you're going to win 1 ticket, or if you're going to go Sunday, you're going to win 2 tickets. What you need to do is that link there's 2 links right there I just put up. The first link will take you to the instructions page, and it will tell you that over a 10-week period, I will be running this contest. And then the second link is the video that you need to watch, and it tells you what exactly to do. You just got to comment on it. After the stream is over, I will disable the comments from that video just because this is for live people only. So you don't watch it later on and comment on it. I just want everybody here to participate, you know, in the conversation, or listen, or put a LOL once in a while or something like that. But anyways, these tickets are coming out of my pocket. These are not coming out of MGC's or anything. This is my thank you for watching me, putting up with me. That needs a new socket. No. Yes, that still needs a new socket. I'll have to remember that. It's just for putting up with me. And all I ask is you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mark's Basement Arcade, and or follow. It costs nothing to follow MGC. And if you want to, what is the other one? Where's the sheet? There it goes. Shit. There. That link right there gives you the ability, if you got Prime, to get a free subscription for our channel. It costs you nothing. If you got Amazon Prime, you already have this built into your thing. You can, excuse me, you can subscribe to us for free. That's all your instructions on there. And we also have this. Discord. Join our Discord. It's our version of Facebook. You get all of our latest stuff on what we do, what we're doing. All MGC news right at the fly. Join Discord and you can get that. And then here is another one. There's our schedule, our whole MGC schedule. You can use that to learn what's on. And I'm going to tell you what's on right now. Let me get over here. Da-da-da. All right, Monday at 9:30 p.m. is Gamer Zone. Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Ed's Pinball Mayhem Workbench. That's my brother channel. Oh, I got unplugged. That's my brother channel. Ed does everything coin up. You drop a quarter in it, or a nickel, dime, penny, or whatever. Ed's probably worked on it, or he's working on it. So check that out. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. is Stories of the MGC. Thursdays at 9 p.m. is Father Plays Mother 2. Fridays at 9:30 p.m. is Late Night Leveling. Sundays at 2 p.m. you know where you're at. Mark's Basement Arcade Chat and EM Repair. It's where you get to watch this goofball right here with his crazy antics. And at Sundays at 9 p.m. is Theme Parks, FECs, and Arcades. FEC is Family Entertainment Center. So you get to watch Dan do, like I said, was how he can just sit here and go play a game. And hey, thank you, Hussy18, for following. Thank you very much. You can see Dan play his game and just beat up some Ninja Turtles and carry on a full conversation with you like he's not doing anything, which that totally blows my mind how anybody can concentrate on this and then have a conversation with you like that at the same time. It's amazing. So yeah, anytime you can hit the exclamation point, use Prime, Discord, or schedule to find anything about us. So let's switch it back to, let's go to 2 cameras. All right, as you can see, we are very far on this. I think next week, we're going to be putting everything back together. I'm going to show you what I got. And you're going to be like, wow, dude. Here's all of our plastics. We're not using these flippers. They're garbage. Well, this one's good. I will save that for a machine that, let's say one of the flippers is broke and it's aged like this, that's a perfect candidate for it. But I have 4 brand new ones for this machine. Oops. Yeah, okay. These have all went through the ultrasonic cleaner and cleaned. Now, we got the jewelry here. Look at that. Who polishes this stuff? I do. Why do I polish this? This is just a simple ball gate. It's for your ball, right? I polish this on every machine. The reason why, this is one of the first points of your ball hitting something. If this is all beat up and wore, what do you think it's going to do to your ball when it rolls on here? It's going to damage your ball. And then when your ball gets damaged, it's going to damage your playfield. So that gets a high polish to it. Along with your sides. Look at that. Like, this thing's going to have some bling jewelry on it that's going to hopefully make everything else look prettier. Like this. Look at that. Hey, there's the camera. Right there. There's the camera. So this one goes, I think, yeah, this one goes right here. So those are all high polished. This little puppy, that goes right here. And then I will polish the top screws for that. This is part of the ball return area. This will go right there. Another reason why I polish this, because the lights on a playfield will reflect down in there and then bounce back up because of the glow of that. Yes, you got it. True. If you replace one flipper, you got to do all 4 because it's not going to look right. Because if you look at this versus this, you can see the color change instantly. You got this old cream and you got this bright white. No. But like I said, this is good yet. So if I get another game that has one broken flipper, and as long as this plastic matches up, this is a perfect candidate for that. But these are brand new, so these got to go on the game because of that. But this is still good. I will save this metal piece and throw this out, because this I might be able to recycle in some other game. And then, yeah, this one is missing the whole front of it. So anyways, we got that. And then this is another nice shiny part. Can we get the camera on it? There goes a little bit of the camera right there. There's the camera. And then this will go right like that. It can't stand up by itself because it's got to be screwed down. So that's your first attack of the ball. Your ball's going to go in that area and get attacked by some of this metal here. And I want, the only thing to damage the ball would be your humidity in your house or you not cleaning your playfield. I don't want something like this that can be easily cleaned and polished to do any damage. So, man, look at that. Look at that. There's the camera again. Look at that. That's just so crazy shiny. So yeah, it's going to have jewelry on it. It's going to have that shine. And we're going to put all this back together and make this machine pretty again. I'm going to set this over here because we don't need it. And the other parts of the flippers, whoops, are all right here. These have all been rebuilt too. They all got new linkage in them. So it's going to have killer flipper action. I reuse these because there's no reason not to reuse them unless you break the screws or one of the screws is broke off flush, and then you drill it out to remove it, and your drill bit slips and goes through the middle of your thumb. That's the only other reason why to replace one of these balls. So don't ask me how I know such a high detail on that subject. I need a new pair of metal shaft for my Gulfstream. The flipper plastic is fine, but the shaft is all chewed up and the set screws won't seat. Those, I would just probably splurge and buy 2 new flippers. Just go do that, because trying to fix those pieces are just a big pain. Where did I put them? Where did I put the flippers? Yeah, if you got yours, if they're so chewed up, just buy these new ones. These new ones are different. They fit. They don't have the metal on it. These are pressed in. I would just go to PBR and just buy 2 new flippers for it. You will be happier in the long run, because you're going to have a perfect set on there. And then you're going to have brand new flippers anyways. Plus the Gulfstream deserves it, because it's one of the best EMs ever made. Oh, you have the original red flippers though. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I guess you probably would want to rebuild them. Yeah, I don't know anybody who sells red flippers. But yeah. What you can do too is take the left flipper, the left flipper, put the left flipper on the right side and the right flipper on the left side, because you're going to get different areas for where the set screws go in. And then also take a Dremel to the end where the set screws grind into the area there, and clean that off as good as you can to get it nice and smooth as possible. So put your left flipper where your right flipper, and your right flipper where your left flipper goes. Try that. I have done that and had perfect success. But yeah, I know you're talking about where you tighten it down and then it loosens itself back up. That's why a lot of times on flippers, when I rebuild them, I will put a L on one of them or a R on one of them, so I know where each one went. And these got gunk in them. I did not replace the bushings on here because they were good. Let's go dancing. But anyways, yeah, this is all wax up. So yeah, I guess it does got a shine to it now. I didn't think it would, but it's shiny. Oh yeah, look at that. I know it didn't do that before. So yeah, it's got a shine on it, and it looks good. Look at that, it's got a reflection now. Yes, it looks better. I don't know if you've seen the beginning of this, but how this machine started, it was pretty sad. Do I have my, if I can get my phone. I'm gonna see if I can get to a lucky ace picture I have on my phone of how sad. That's a video. Okay, here's the let me get to the screen. Mutacam. There's this picture that was why I bought it. It looks good, doesn't it? If you use the right filters on a camera and do the right lighting, it looks beautiful. Okay, that's why I paid for what I paid for. That is what I got. And you can't really see it that good. So let's use my other camera. You can't even see that either. I think that's in focus. But can you see all the wear right in here, the dirt? That's what I picked up. So yeah, if you're good with photoshopping, that's what I went and saw. So yeah, it went from that to the ad. See the difference? That's why I don't agree to pay a price until you get there to look at it, because that's some serious false advertising, because this machine right now looks like this. Well, let me put it back to autofocus. This picture looks like this now. But yeah, you could see it was all stained and everything there. Hey, TurboGrafx7, what's up? But you can see how it was all stained in there in the picture compared to what do you call it? But yeah, look at that. It's just all stained, and then here. But his picture that he had for his ad didn't have all that. You know, you can see there's a sunken insert. See how some are gone. And you can see just like the staining. But yeah, it didn't have that in that picture that he had up for sale. Look at that. That looks like a fully cleaned machine. Look at even right here. You don't have the wear like that. Look at that. I did not clean it that hard where this wood was. This was like that, so that's what happens when you buy something from somebody that had photoshopped it and put it up for sale. So don't do what I did and agree on a price and then go look at it and then buy it and pay the price. I am one of those people where, you know, if you told me $300, and I agree to it, I'll buy it. But next game you sell me, it's not going to be that nice. I just sold a Chicago coin home run baseball game. I told people I had bought it in a trade deal. Let's get back another camera. I told people that I got it on a trade deal, and what that is that I wanted one game. I got 2 games instead because I was told if you want this one game, you got to take both. And I'm like, well, I'm going to give you a price on one game, and if you accept it, I'll take both games. So that's what happened. But I knew the casino started on fire. That he told me. But he told me the baseball game, once you plug it in, it will work. So I had no reason to doubt that it wouldn't work. So I knew this whole time, I've had it since October, when I plugged it in, it would work. And I knew the Chicago Coin Cinema pinball game that had started on fire, and I knew that wouldn't work. So when I started working on the Chicago Coin, I seen that it had a blown fuse, a melted coil, and one of the relays had like superheated and curled up. So I fixed all that, and then the game fired right up. So I had no doubt that this home run would work. So I put it up for sale, and I told people I was told it works, so it should work. And then a lot of people wanted to see it work. So I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, if you're going to sell it, why don't you clean it to get more money for it? So I'm like, okay. So I used almost a whole bottle of crud cutter to get the nasty off this game. It looked like it was in, you know, those smoker cars that you see down the street that look like the windows are tinted yellow? No, that's all the nicotine and smoke and tar that's on the window. Well, that's what this home run game looked like. So I cleaned it all up. I put that 7,000 pound head on the machine and then bolted it down, plugged it in, turned it on, and went da-da-da-da. Hit the credit button, da-da-da-da-da. Boom, pops the ball out, and I was playing baseball. All the score reels weren't resetting right away, but after I played it long enough, they all reset and worked, so I just knew it needed a full shot. So then I told people, put the video out, and then a lot of people are like, well, how much more do you want for it now? And I'm like, I said it was 300 bucks. So it's $300. I know it worked. I was told it worked, and it still works, so it's still $300. But that's the type of seller I am. I put a price, and 70 people are now asking me to sell it, so I'm not going to go $700 now. I said $300. Whoever comes first, it's your machine. So let me look at if anybody's saying anything to me. Did you get it from Pinside or Facebook? I got the casino and home run from my cousin's wife's uncle. He had them for years, and the casino started on fire, and he just unplugged them both and wanted them both gone. So I've had them since October. The casino's almost done, and the home run is in a new home. And he's looking for a glass for it now. So if anybody's got a Playfield glass, message me. You can email me at marksbasementarcade@gmail.com. And if you're in a Milwaukee, Wisconsin area and you have a replacement glass for that, he would be so happy because he accidentally broke it. My usual pitches games works 100%. Yeah, true. I agree with you. What's his toes? That's why with that pitch and bat, I was told it worked, so I was selling it for that price. I was not going to plug it in and try it because I was told it worked, so that's how I was selling it. But yeah, technically, since I cleaned it and plugged it in and verified it worked, yeah, I could probably have asked more money for it, but I didn't want to be that guy since I already put a price on it. What I should have did was cleaned it up, verified it worked, and then put a price on it. But we didn't do that, so the guy got it for 300 bucks. But yes, it needed a full shop, and if I would have shopped at that machine, probably would have been close to $1,000 because shopping is not cheap. And plus, I wouldn't have been able to get to it till late this year because I have the sorcerer behind me that needs a Playfield swap. I have a Lucky 7 right there. I'm waiting for the boards to come back. That is a customer game. And casino is almost done, so maybe 2 weeks that will be out the door. And then I got another customer that's patiently waiting for me to come pick up his machine. And then I have another customer that wants me to drop off his machine. And then after that, I am done for the year. I have 2 Flight 2000s I need to work on. I have to fix my Hurricane. I have to shop my Gulfstream. I have to shop my Gottlieb Preview. I have to shop my Spanish Eyes. I have to shop my Travel Time. And I have to shop my Twinkie because I really love my Twinkie, my Chicago Coin Twinkie. I really love that. I want to play it again. So this Lucky Ace is going to be for sale at MGC. So if you want to buy it, you can buy it. If you want to negotiate a price with me, you can do that too. If you want to see it before the show and then negotiate a price with me, you can. But it will be for sale. I don't even know what I'm going to ask for it because it's not the best condition. And I don't know what I want to ask for it until it's fully working again. So, let me see if there's any more questions. I just got a game yesterday, and the ad said it was torn apart, clean on wax with common LEDs. It was the worst shop job I've ever seen. It did have new rubbers, LEDs, but it was still dirty. Wiping my finger, I was picking up grind, 50% were. Yeah. There's a lot of people that do that stuff. That's why when everybody's shop job is different. My shop job is different than a lot of other people's shop jobs. A lot of people do a lipstick on a pig shop jobs where that's what they're doing. They're cleaning everything you see. We'll switch cameras. They're cleaning everything you see. That's what they're doing. And whatever isn't working, they're fixing. So if this switch isn't working, they're going to clean that switch, get that switch working, but they're going to leave this switch, and this switch. What's the sense of that? Clean them all. Some people will go through and this bulb is burnt out. We'll throw it out and we'll put one brand new bulb in there. All the bulbs work now. That's not the way I shop a game. You've seen how this thing was fully tore apart so there was nothing on it. I rebuild the pop bumpers. They get all new sockets in them. Unless they're wedge sockets, then they don't usually need new sockets if they're wedge. But I will go in there and I will bend the tabs back and clean them off and put them back on. These things get stripped down with Novus 2 Magic Eraser if needed. And then they get a full wax. I pull every switch off. I clean every switch. I rebuild every stepper. But that's just how I do it. But like I said, other people, they just shop jobs. And yeah, it's horrible. You know, these people say the stuff works and they don't. So yeah, you just spent an hour this morning cleaning contacts on the switches. Just because somebody lied about a shop job that they did that they didn't. So maybe they shopped 3 switches that your machine they knew were dirty or something like that. But it's just sad that there's so many people in this pinball world that do not do that. That's why this game came from a flipper. That's all he does is once in a while he'll replace one rubber on the game. I have bought a machine for him where I seen the original seller sell it and it had a broken rubber on it. He got it, raised the price up on it a little, and put one new rubber on it that was used off of something else, and then I bought it off of him. The reason why I wanted it is I really wanted that game, so I did pay I think it was like $50 more. So he made $50 on the deal. But then he told me somebody had worked on it, and he only had it for a day, and I knew the company, there was no way that they could have worked on that machine. So anyways, yes, there are a lot of shady people out there. And that's why I have my channel, my YouTube, Mark's Basement Arcade, where I document all my repairs. So you can usually see them. You might not see them right away, but I do send my customers videos and pictures of their machines while they're getting rebuilt. The customer that owns the casino right now, he's been getting videos from me weekly showing status reports of his game. I'll show him like steppers, how they didn't work, and then I'll send him a video of how they work now. Just little stuff like that that documented that makes you honest to more people, which is a big thing in this, you know, community. Certain people, you know, that I know in a community, if they were selling a game, I know I could buy it, bring it home, stick it in my house, and not have to worry about anything. But then there's these others that are in our community that, you know, you buy a game from them, you know you're going to shop the thing because they didn't do anything to it. It's sad. But I don't want to be that guy that flips machines and they need to be worked on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Verd? It just looked crooked the way the light was hitting it. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that, you know, people are like, oh, Mark's Basement Arcade did that? Yeah, he does a great job. So that's what I want to be, and that's what I want to associate with, people that are also like that. They're like, oh, Mark hangs around with that guy. You know, that guy does crappy work, so maybe Mark does crappy work too. I don't want that. I want to be known with the people that, oh, all these people are really good at machine repair, and that's what I want to be associated with. So, yeah, there are people out there that do take advantage of people, and like when people come to my house, I show them all my games. I got my Grand Prix that I fully shop them. I tell them to play it. You know, look at it. This is what I do. So, and then I tell them, I said, go look at my YouTube channel, you know, start at this video series because this is the most newest technique for me. Look at that and see if it's something that, you know, you feel that would be worth done to your machine. So anyways, it's 4 o'clock. I'm getting a sore throat from babbling on. My big mega buddy Arnold Palmer iced tea lemonade, a deliciousness nectar from the god, is getting warm. My cousin Marvin wants to go eat somewhere. He's the one who does the beginning of these videos where he tells you that we're being recorded live in front of a live studio audience. And I think that's about it. So anybody got anything? Anything they want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to do my usual exit. No? All right. You guys love this. Are you ready? So I'll be back. It's Sunday at 2. And I'll have more pinball ideas for you. And you'll have things you want to talk about. And I will too. Later, everybody, and thank you for watching me, and tune in next week at 2 o'clock and watch me again. Watch this get finished. So anyways, later all.